Hey Teela Jammers, how are you doing? Oh, I like this. This is very retro. Sorry, I'm just admiring my hairstyle. But I want to talk to you about confidence and mainly in relation to self-respect. Now, the word respect has many connotations to it. In particular, in our brand, in the Teela Jam world, um, red is for self-love, orange is for personality, and green is for confidence. And I guess when it comes to respect, a lot of people will say, yeah, respect is all about exuding confidence from the outside. But self-respect is very much an internal thing. It is very much an inside job. You do not have to demand respect, earn respect, gravitate towards respect. It is not a search. There's no search for, accepting that accommodate respect. It is something that we attain. It is something that we understand and essentially learn about through the stages of growth. And I'm not talking about biological, I'm talking about the building of character. We are always going to be making mistakes. We are always going to be, getting challenged or triggered. That is natural in the human world. We are energy in motion, as Ralph, if you're ever watching my channel, as Ralph puts it. We have energy, emotion, so we have feelings and thoughts that literally travel with us as we experience, our triggered moments or our stressed out times and experiences, our breakdowns. But there comes a time where we gravitate to learning that we are in debt. We are in debt. Like, it is something that is a given once we, travel through, muddy waters. And I talked about, muddy waters and internalizing, other people's opinions. This is how it grows. This is how it's built. Understanding that, we do have our limits. And many of us, if you are healing, many of us will have codependency or narcissistic traits. Many of us will have appreciated that, we were people pleasers or we were extravagant and demanding. But there does come a time when you have to say, no, I actually respect myself. I actually have had enough of this. I'm saying this is enough. It's enough. I don't want this. And that's what I'm getting at today. Confidence is naturally kind of told, like the anecdote that we're given is, if you're confident, you'll stand up for yourself. It's not always easy. It's not always easy to get out of a bad relationship. It's not always easy to stand up to your parents. It's not always easy to face abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, financial abuse. It's not always easy to take systematic racism. It's not always easy to say, I'm a woman and, I like other women. Similar for men. It's not easy to be a man that likes another man. It's not always easy to work in an organization that you feel is demonizing you. It's not always easy to be the CEO and get everything done. But can you see where I'm going with this? There are many, many layers to an onion, as it were. As is said, there are many layers to this human experience. So when we go through our energy in motion, when we go through challenges or experiences that teach us, I don't really want to say teach, because we always know that we're going to attain a level of self-respect. Respect is there. And this is why I said that anecdote that we have to earn or demand respect is nullified. I don't need to demand respect. I'm a human. I have a right to live. I have a family. That means I naturally have a support system in place. I didn't just give birth to myself. I know there's loads of stories out there that say, you know, women evolved into men and that's why we need men to make babies. Women should be doing it all themselves. That's BS, by the way. Men and women came together, and I'm not going to quote the Bible, but this is let's be real, is what I'm saying. We come from a mother and a father, and they come from a mother and a father and brothers and sisters and whatnot. But what I'm getting at is, because I don't want to, you know, start a conversation and elongate it, is everything starts from a base of love. And once you come into the world in a loving way, in a responsible way, obviously we don't like hearing about babies that are being abandoned, or, you know, I'm not saying that teenage pregnancy is wrong, but you can imagine the dynamic of a young woman going through the premise of, you know, certain situations and having a child and just not having the right systems in place and just having to grow up really quickly. So in regards to respect is there, and that's why I'm saying with certain paradigms like, people not respecting people's bodies, teenage pregnancies, abandonment, estrangement, all these things come from a basis of saying that, people don't have respect, and then it's internalized. So people develop a self-hate, and that becomes a self-disrespect. People get disrespected. Respect is a given, as is love when we are born. But self-respect starts in the journey that you start accommodating and understanding for the world, and understanding for your purpose, and understanding for your pain. That this is the confidence journey, is building an understanding of who you are in a positive and uplifting and empowering way. And that doesn't always signify being loud and vulgarious and, well received. I won't say love, because you are loved, so you're naturally loved, but there are certain situations where you will just attract the polar opposite. You attract hate or negativity, and it's in those moments that you learn to say no. You learn how to, that's enough, just block it out, and you finally get to a point where it's like, I don't want that, I don't want this, So I recently bumped into some old friends, and we were talking about a biscuit tin, and how this is my old workplace. We used to replace the biscuit tin every 3 days. And I just gravitated to, I'm just not eating biscuits anymore. Do you know what? I don't need the sugar. I've had enough. I've had enough of the sugar. And so I'll take that analogy and ask you this. What is so sweet to you? What is so good, so nice, that you're like, nah, I need to respect myself here. And it doesn't have to just be food, because I'm using food because that's an easy, very, very easy example to use. But it literally, this is a personal question. You don't even have to type in the comment box. Gravitate towards something that you've been disrespected in a certain type of way, and you're like, no, I need to understand myself right now, not the other person, not what society says, but I need to understand respect in myself. What can I learn from this point of how to say this is enough, and I'm not going here, I'm not doing that, I don't want this, what could you start saying no to? Start saying this enough. I'd love to find out, but it's a personal one, so I'll leave you to it. But if you are feeling happy to share, then I'd love to hear it. Remember, the most important thing is to choose what you love and love what you choose. And that encompasses self-respect.